All right, now let's get to quickly. We got just a couple topics today because I like to do this thing. What do I call it? I call it today and what they call the news. It's like the latest incarnation, but the shorter version of the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. And so today, the thing I want to remind everybody, because sometimes we get kind of focused in our communities. We get kind of focused with the day-to-day because we have so many issues that we are dealing with on our day-to-day. Sometimes we get kind of our point of view becomes kind of narrow. We're not looking at the world because so much of our life is in chaos and we're trying so hard to maintain that order. But I got to remind you got to stay aware of some of these things. And one of the big things is the big Syrian refugee problem. Let me tell you, there's a civil war. And your U.S. policy has everything to do with impacting these things. Now, let me tell you what's amazing. Because I was looking at this, and the news is talking about it. Because what's happening is there's so much fighting going on between rebel groups and the government that you have thousands, perhaps it looks like hundreds of thousands of people dead. People are leaving in droves trying to escape the fighting. Right now, Syria, which has a pre-war population of 20 million, has half their population in movement. Half the country's population is currently in movement because of the civil war. I said something kind of inflammatory because the lack of concern, I used the N-word and said, are these the new niggas? Is that what we don't care about them? See, because in my day, they didn't care. Today's world is different because people do care. That's one of the things that's enlightening. Donald Trump came out and said no immigrants should come to the U.S. And I said, rich white bigots. Well, that's new. No, that's old. In fact, the thing that's new is that today you have conscious white folks who are doing a lot for the world today, along with people of color. It's a coalition. Bill Gates is trying to cure diseases in Africa, okay? So that's what he's doing, his money, Donald. So there is true leadership in these areas as people attempt to do something for the world. And we believe in that because at Paxtail TV, we think this is that. We think if we show you how to do internet television, that we're contributing to that movement of those people. And so Donald Trump says no, and we have to do something. Let's take a look real quickly at what it looks like in one of the refugee camps. People are walking to Germany. Walking to Germany. Amazing to me. They're walking to Germany. So we want you to be aware because we think that there's certain things you got to be aware of because we have to try to develop and maintain a global consciousness. Okay, we have to try to develop and maintain an awareness of the folks around us so that when we say the us, it becomes a different definition. Everybody likes to talk about us and them. Who's the us and who's the them? We here at Paxtail TV, we're going to attempt to redefine this. Maybe this is us. There but for the grace of God go I. Okay, so take a look at people in these camps. Some of the Hungarian people were so upset by how the way their government was treating the people, Vic, they were lining the roads and giving out food and water. People, individuals, so upset with their government.
Right. And aren't you glad that you get a different perspective of what they call a visual presence now because you're not relying upon the big media arm to massage the story?
If it wasn't for Twitter and Facebook and Meerkat and Periscope, we wouldn't get all of these images. So I'm just telling everybody out there, we all got things in our lives that we're dealing with. We're all trouble. But remember, we believe that part of the brotherhood, the emerging neo-urban brotherhood, is that we become linked up with people of similar consciousnesses from all over the world, so that the us and them becomes redefined, so that they became us, they become us, we become them, we are all one. I need you to take a look at this, not to bum you out, but to know that we too are looking at this world and we too care. All right. Disturbing images.
Yeah.
The other story of the day, which I can't help if some of them are disturbing, This one, everybody's talking about, because this one deals with the way a police officer dealt with a young teen who was jaywalking.
I heard about this.
You know what I always tell everybody, and again, I have to say things sometimes in an inflammatory way to make my point. Imagine them doing these same things to a pretty white woman. All the pretty white women know what I'm talking about. They can talk back to police. They don't get jacked, beat up, or nothing. They don't even get the ticket. Okay, Lindsay Lohan gets to go into jail for 2 hours. Who the hell do you know? There's nobody black who goes to jail for 2 hours. Nobody black goes to jail for 2 hours. Who the hell goes to jail for 2 hours? Lindsay Lohan.
That's wrong.
So the world treats rich white women. So whenever you see the police handling one of these people, imagine it was a pretty young white woman. And imagine how different the treatment would be. Let's take a look.
Stop resisting! Get out!
Can you get off of him?
Get the fuck off me!
It's a kid! Get the fuck off of him! It's a fucking kid!
This is when you need to kick a policeman's ass. This policeman needs his ass kicked.
What's wrong with you, motherfucker?
He needs his ass kicked. I'm sorry.
Fucking kid!
That's right. Fucking pig. I'm sorry. That's what I would call him too.
Turn around!
I would call him that if he was a brother.
Turn around!
Don't touch him! Leave him alone!
Stay on the ground!
Sit right there while they fucking try to shoot you or some shit! It's a fucking kid!
I'm with the lady screaming.
Stay on the ground!
It's a goddamn kid!
This is your taxpayers' money.
It's a fucking kid! Are you serious? It's a kid! He didn't do nothing wrong! That is a child! That is a child! That is a child that was jaywalking right here! He don't have to do that to
Well,
you.
how many? Imagine he was a white woman. Imagine him when he's a pretty white woman. Would they do this to a pretty white woman?
That's a
They wouldn't even do this to an ugly white woman. They do it to an ugly black woman. But they... That's the way they did us in the day all the time, right, Vic?
Yes.
They used to make us lay out on the sidewalk just because they felt like it. They would stop us and tell us to lay on the ground.
It's a kid.
And I was a teenager.
You're not a kid.
And then if you ask them why, they say, "You want a problem? You got a problem? You got a problem?" I said, "Lay on the goddamn ground, nigga." That's the way they talked to us when I was a kid.
Man, this is all for
Just tell him.
jaywalking. Just for jaywalking.
I'm having a flashback.
He didn't even do nothing.
They did this to me in my neighborhood.
Do nothing wrong. Don't say shit to that police.
And they wonder why we don't like the police.
Leave him alone. It's a fucking kid.
I'm a grown-ass
Leave
man.
him fucking alone.
Hell with them. To hell with them. Never protected me. Never have protected me. I grew up in Los Angeles. How much of this bullshit do we go through? That's why I get pissed off.
You know what city this is in? Were you able to get the information on that?
Oh yeah, the city that it occurred at.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just having a mental mind. You got PMC. You remember what city it was?
I'm just trying to, you know.
It was. Where was it?
You're making all these other kids late for school, you know that?
Well, anyway, I can't.
Amazing.
PMC. Anybody remember exactly what city? I thought it was somewhere around here, Vic. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm
That's
having
okay.
a brain.
That's all right, man.
You know, the brain is the second thing to go. So I want to raise this because, again, I want to thank the people of consciousness because what's happening today, my perspective is different because I am thankful. In my day, when I came up, this stuff happened every day. It was never even considered news. Police kicked ass every day, all day, and it was not news. And if they say they didn't, they're a goddamn lie. And if they didn't see it, they're a damn lie because it was every day and everything. I am so thankful to the participants, and I am thankful to the youth because today the youth is more together than we ever were. White folks, black folks, Asians, Latinos, youth. Smarter coming together, and thank you, young people, because you are making me feel
More
better.
Inventive.
Oh, Lord, thank you, young
More
people.
collective.
More collective.
Yes.
So no matter what they say about the young folks, I know I got some issues with the work ethic, maybe.
That's okay.
But we at Pax Stereo embrace the youth and their culture because to us they represent progress. When you talk about Black Lives Matter, when you talk about the folks that came out to protest, I want you to know here's a black man who damn near cried when I saw the mixture of people who have been coming out to support these issues. When I see that mixture of people, all ranges of ages, colors, ethnicities, from a man who never got that.
Yeah.
We never had that, you guys. It makes us tear up. And I want to thank all the folks, all the young folks who are principled enough to make a stand. And let's get some of the old folks to come back and get involved again. Because it's truly wonderful that we get to see these things, as disturbing as it is. It's truly wonderful that we get to see them because we get to respond as a community. And man, oh man, oh man, oh man, I am loving you all for being part of that community. Thank you, young people. You waking the brothers up. Because, you know, you start to think, when you get to be my age, you start to think after a while that people just don't care. That there's no one out there. But there are people out there. There's a bunch of people out there, and they damn sure do care. Thank you once again.
Yeah, all day.
All right. And that's the news for today. That's the news for today. I know. Kind of a bummer, but hey.
It's a good bummer.